Greetings, everyone. I am Dr. Wolf.
Pudding!
Anyways, we are here at WeddingCon 2018.
We're gonna have a wedding. 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 There's a wedding today. There's a wedding today.
How was your day? Lightning. Take a deep breath. Let it out slow.
I'm good.
Now, does anyone want to tell us that there's no one at DHX that watches any of our videos? Because that scene seemed awfully familiar. Just a teeny bit.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we just watched Best Gift Ever!
And holiday shenanigans abound.
The true spirit of Christmas is trying to find the perfect gift in the right amount of time, in the short amount of time you have, with a little bit of money you have.
Oh yeah.
But making sure that it's special and making sure that people know that you care about them.
Yes.
That is the most important part that we saw emphasized very greatly through this video.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What I love is that it's a Secret Santa plot.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Secret Santa plot, and I love doing Secret Santa. And the thing is that I'm always the last person in my family to always get the gifts. I always get it like very last minute, but I always know what to look for. It's like 2 years ago, I got my little brother this little NES top loader because he's very into like very classic games.
Oh yeah.
And just it's like, okay, I know what to look for. Oh, there we go. And then I just give it to him, and he's like, "Whoa, Josh, you got the gift today?" Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, I start shopping in like August. But I have everything done by November.
I'm very go with the flow when it comes to the holidays.
I unfortunately tend to be kind of last second. I start shopping around middle December.
Well,
Yeah, I kind of Applejack when it comes to this. It's just
So I
keep it very chill and down to earth.
It's like, what is Doc like? What is Doc? Okay, Josh, I know Josh likes Captain America. Kelsey, what is Kelsey like? Oh no!
Kelsey likes me.
yeah!
Okay, from you! It will be fine!
Anyways.
At any rate, I enjoyed seeing the return of Lesson 0 Twilight. That was pretty evident from very early on.
Twily Nanas! Oh, that was so
That's a good way to
Are
describe
you
it.
feeling a little Twily Nanas?
Twily Nanas!
Okay,
maybe
a little.
Twily Nanas. But anyways, okay, so start from the beginning and then get to the end.
Yes.
Alright, so at the beginning we get a beautiful, I didn't quite feel it was too Christmassy other than the jingle bells in the background, but the song was really good at emphasizing the hustle, bustle, and sort of the... I was afraid that they were going to go the Grinch route where, no, you don't know the true meaning of Christmas, and
No.
they didn't wind up doing that, but I was afraid of that at the first thing because it was all about buying gifts. you know?
Yes.
The thing is that is a part of Christmas, whether we like it or not.
Yeah, it is. And I'm fine with that. I love giving gifts. And I'm sure some people in this room enjoy receiving them more than I do.
I actually scored 0 on gift giving. I don't care for gifts. I don't mind giving them, and I actually don't mind receiving them. I just don't think they are a high priority.
But we understand that other people really enjoy it.
Yes, that's why I do it.
Yes.
Oh, and it's lots of fun to see their faces.
Yes,
Okay.
that's the best part for me.
So I think that some of the first song kind of catered to us bronies a little bit, because not only did we get the return of a guest character from one of the fandom's favorite episode, Perfect Pair, hello Grandpair.
Yeah.
We also got Sweetie Bloom's shipping fuel for the episode.
Okay.
Shipping fuel and shipping sinking.
Yes.
Big Mac and Sugar Bell.
They kiss under the mistletoe.
And then you have marble pie in the background.
Looking so heartbroken.
Oh, that's...
Shot to the heart.
And you're to blame.
You give love
A bad name.
Big Mac.
It was only on for 2
Heartbreaker.
seconds, but it got all of us pretty hard.
Yeah, like Sugar Belle just nudged up to him and kissed her on her nose, and Marble's like, oh, and I'm like, oh, sweetie, I've been you.
Heartbreaker.
No, it was okay. So that was in the first song, and then we had we got to see the kids from the School of Friendship going home for the holidays, even though I thought they were grounded, but no.
No, they were let off.
And then oh my goodness, words, please start. So they all come together when Twilight starts stressing out and starts teleporting to each of the booths in the market. And then they're all like, okay, everybody's freaking out about the perfect gift.
Then when Applejack, probably the star of this.
It wasn't even so much about the perfect gift for Twilight. It was trying to do everything, getting her castle ready, which is a big deal even of itself. She's decorating her whole castle by herself with Spike. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Question, why doesn't she have servants like all the other princesses?
Servants. So she has to do that. She's welcoming family soon, and she has to buy all 5 of her friends plus Spike a gift.
And her family
gifts. That's a lot. And I mean, I think me and Doc know how that feels for buying a gift for every single individual family member that is our blood.
Yes.
Yes, but Applejack,
So I was like-
being the star of the episode, she decides to keep it simple, stupid, and say, let's just do Secret Santa.
Or hearth-swarming helpers.
To which even Fluttershy tags in and says, would that help lower your stress? And because everybody else kind of agreed, yeah, that would help lower all of our stresses, actually. And Twilight's like, well...
It would be one less thing for me to do.
And I'm like, I'm so glad they all agreed happily.
Yeah.
Knock, knock, who's there?
Not anyone.
Okay.
So it turns out that Spike wants to trade.
Well, no, hold on. I want to point out the fact that they didn't forget Spike.
He was in the Secret Santa pile.
And he was in the
Thank
Secret
you for
Santa pile,
that.
and they focused on him enough. I'm so happy because a big problem I have with the show is that they forget him a lot.
Yes.
Because they're like, oh, they're her best friends. I'm like, what the heck about Spike? He's been there since literally his day one. Shush you.
Yes.
Anyways, so Spike gets someone and he wants to trade. So we're gonna go by storylines, I think. So Spike wants to trade and he comes across Fluttershy looking at a necklace in a window, and he kind of correctly deduces that she has Rarity, so he kind of fast talks her into trading, so now she has Rainbow Dash. And Spike goes off and tries to find Rarity a gift, and for a second there I was worried that his dragon greed was going to set in because he was like getting surrounded by all these gorgeous glittery things, but no, they didn't go that route and I'm happy.
Yeah.
So that leaves...
It turns out that each of the main 6, most of them ended up getting each other. The only exception was that Applejack got Spike. Spike had to trade but got Rarity, and then Rarity had Applejack.
Yep.
But another thing that we noticed is that each one of their gift missions sort of coincided with their
Elements.
Yeah. Fluttershy and Applejack went to Rainbow Falls, and guess who showed up?
Flim
and Flam. Oh, those guys irritated me so much. They are the embodiment of Christmas
Greed.
and taking advantage of the consumer.
Teddy Ruxpin, Care Bears, Cabbage Patch Kids. Basically, they were selling a trashy version of that.
Yes.
I thought
Very.
that they were putting just a hint of commentary and coming up with a really good lesson from Applejack and Fluttershy of how to shut Flim and Flam down.
Yeah.
That just because it is the hot new thing, that everybody wants it.
Doesn't mean it's not going to work for everyone.
Which is an excellent lesson to put in a kids show because it's usually kids' toys that are driven that hard. Again, Teddy Ruxpin, Cabbage Patch Kids, and Care Bears were all aimed at children.
Yes.
I think, oh boy, what was a big toy craze when we were little?
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Pokemon.
I remember Beanie Babies, Pokemon.
Yes,
Furbies.
Furbies.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Get those abominations away from me. So
Neopets.
oh, those two. I still have a cut cheek somewhere. And so their lesson wound up being look for a gift that's special to the pony that you are giving it for. And they each embodied sort of. Well, Fluttershy didn't really come in. Fluttershy's element didn't really come in until later.
Mm-hmm.
Applejack's honesty was the one who sort of dominated that particular plot thread.
Yes.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, then you have Rainbow Dash and
Discord.
Of all characters.
I wanted to see an episode centered around these two interacting,
Mm-hmm.
and it went pretty well.
So much chemistry.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Rainbow's 110% done with his crap, but she knows that she has to put up with it.
Well, Discord knew exactly which button to push to get Rainbow back. What's that about? Fastest pony in the world?
Yes.
And this is the Discord I like to see. It's like there are quite a few Discord episodes that kind of irritate me because I like the idea of him being a troll teacher.
Matter of
Yes.
principles.
I love the idea of him being a troll teacher and teaching lessons in a sort of mischievous, chaotic way.
Mhm.
And a lot of episodes like sort of do that. They just don't go all the way, and it just kind of makes Discord like not know what he looks like. Doesn't know what he's doing.
A bad example would be like, what about Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's yes, that is the one I'm thinking of. But here, he knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly how to do it, and
The result is wonderful.
Yes.
He still had to make it much more obvious in places because nobody knows what to do about this giant. What do they even call it?
Winterzilla.
Winterzilla, and then he suddenly has to say,
A Winterchilla, actually.
"Come on, every pony!" Turns into 4 blinking arrows. Hello.
If only someone who has a way with animals is in this room! And that's where Fluttershy's element comes in.
Yes.
Rainbow's, of course, is just loyalty.
Being
because
loyal.
because she just wants to get the best thing for Fluttershy. And she doesn't want to mess it up.
And she,
yeah, because she's being very, very considerate about Fluttershy. It's like, ooh, how about this? And Discord said, I don't think that's good because you're just going to make her nervous.
It's Fluttershy, everything makes her worry.
It's also, I also want to point out that even though Rainbow Dash doesn't really like Discord that much, she said, yes, you could come along because I know Fluttershy would love to have you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. She's very, very selfless.
Yes.
Yeah, that very much was in her element. So we've got Rainbow Dash, Applejack, and Fluttershy down. Let's go with Rarity.
Rarity.
Okay, so
Oh.
Rarity, she's like my second favorite pony, the Twilight. Actually, I think I want to talk about Twilight. Someone else do Rarity.
Now, Rarity, we need to talk about you with Rarity because that was the moment in the entire special where you actually started tearing up.
I did a bit.
Yeah. That really touched you, like. You sure you don't want to talk about that?
But Twilight was one of my favorite.
Okay,
parts.
let's
Okay. So Rarity actually ordered a gift way far in advance for Applejack,
a custom-made hat by this really amazing designer.
and the hat actually looked really great.
I know, I would have loved to see Applejack in it.
But unfortunately, it got shipped to the wrong address.
Mhm.
By Derpy, by the way.
Well done, Derpy.
Yeah, it feels like they change her voice every time we see her.
Yeah.
Maybe they're gonna make that part of her character.
Maybe she has like a work voice and then a home voice or something.
Yeah.
And the next customer comes in line after Rarity. I'm on break now.
And then the guy's like, flump. Anyways, so the package gets delivered to the wrong address. Sweet Acorn Orchards.
Yeah, and she goes over and she's about to sit, and then the owners say, "Oh, you were the one who gave that package to us. Oh, it was so perfect because it just fit. It just fit. It's like a Christmas miracle." And then
they hugged her and they gave her tea.
And then Rarity's like, "Oh, I cannot in good conscience ask for this hat back."
Yeah, and then their fabulous son, Pistachio, he's like, he can name off all the stats that she named off earlier to, I think it was Spike? Yeah,
Yes.
he was talking to Spike. And he can immediately see the amazing stitching, knew who the designer was, and he was so overwhelmed with joy. And they said that when he put it on, it felt like it was his destiny. I was wondering if actually he got his cutie mark when putting it on.
I'm starting to suspect it did because, and this is the part where I teared up. Rarity decides to let him keep the hat, and she starts to leave. And he was like, "Oh, good, because I really didn't want to give it up. This hat was just speaking to me. I know what I want to do now." And he also called himself, "I'm just some no pony, and you just came over and had lunch with us. I don't think my parents understand how much this means to me. I'm just some no pony, and I just wanted to thank you for being there." And what teared me up is something that we as content creators, and even as big movie stars, and what they do to the fans, saying something supportive. That was probably the most generous thing she ever did for this pony. She said, "Darling, never call yourself a no pony. I see great things coming for you."
I must keep an eye on you. And if I ever hear you call yourself a no pony again, you won't be joining me in Manhattan for Fashion Week.
One thing I particularly liked about Rarity's story is that it avoided something that a lot of those similar stories do, where the character just never lets out, "Oh, this package was never meant for you," and just decides, "Oh, I'll just go off on my merry way and learn my lesson on my own." Instead, the young pony figures out this wasn't meant for you, right?
Yeah.
And he tries to give it back.
Instead, he tries to give it back. And Rarity decides in that moment, it was always meant for you.
Oh no, darling, I believe it was meant for you.
Yeah.
Cliche dodge.
That is a much better way of ending that story. Much better way.
I'm sorry, we have an Amber Alert. Sorry. I'm very glad I put it on silent.
Right.
Okay, sorry about that. Actually, if you're in California, Amber Alert. Suspect vehicle, red Chevy Cobalt. Black. Oh, Washington plates, BLK 1552. Call 911 if you see it.
Right.
Okay.
This wouldn't be coming out till Monday, though.
Oh, shoot!
Right.
Well, if you still see it.
You
Right.
still see it.
Okay.
Anywho.
Now, we still have Twilight's story, but I want to leave that to last.
And
Spike.
well, we did spike a little.
We have Pinkie Pie
Oh,
and
God.
the reindeer, because the moment the reindeer came on screen, we
all
should have
lost our
seen
minds.
their faces.
We lost our minds.
We're like, they're canon!
Hold on, let's get there.
Okay.
So Pinkie's like, I need to get so Pinkie calls a sister for him, and she's like, I need to get Twilight the best present ever. Well, what about all these other presents that you have? That's for matching presents. I can't give her something matching with nothing to match to. And so Marvel, of course, gives her the wonderful idea. Who gives the best presents? The Yaks are the best at everything. I'm going to Yakistan. So she goes off to Yakistan, and she meets Prince Rutherford. Oh my goodness, they're so cute.
It's like, I need to find the best gift. It's like, and then Rutherford just like pulls her and says, I need to give you secret. Yak's not best at gift giving.
Oh,
Gasp.
the gasp. And he hands her a map to the best gift givers ever. Go up to the north with the Northern Lights. And I'm like, they're not doing Santa Claus. They're not doing Santa Claus.
They do something much more clever.
Yeah, although I still claim it's kind of Santa Claus. But we'll get there. And so and then she goes, I'm going on my top secret gift giving mission! And then leaves. And they did remember it's Yixlurberg Fest. They remember the holiday.
they remember.
They kept it canon. I'm so happy about that. They remember their own dang thing. So they're piling things in the middle of the town square to smash. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So Pinkie climbs up this mountain. She has an anchor that helps her get up the mountain. She rides on a polar bear. You had a hard time with that anchor. You were just like,
It's fun!
You were giggling. It was
Using an anchor to try and move faster? Who does that?
Pinkie. So she gets to this little shack where these reindeer. They are reindeer. And like full-fledged. Look, I think the old one had like the body of Granny Smith.
Yeah.
And she had the coloring of Minty.
Yes. Oh my god.
And
Wait, she had coloring of Minty. I didn't see that. Oh my god. No.
I think it just broke her.
I liked the names because you had, what was it?
Aurora,
Bora, and Alice.
Aurora Borealis. That's so clever. I love that.
They are the Northern Lights.
Wait, what were some of the other? Was one of them was Grass Whistler or something? Did one of them have that color scheme?
I don't know.
I think one of them did, yes, because I
Oh
remember.
my gosh, they're the Minty Christmas. They're the Minty Christmas.
They were
colors.
blue.
Let's bring you back
pink,
flashbacks
and
of bad memories. Don't mention
I'm
a very
sorry.
Merry Christmas.
Now, so the first thing I'm
Hey.
screaming out is their cannon.
No, no socks.
The first thing I'm screaming out is their cannon. They're real. Tyandaga is in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, Tyandaga has a family.
And they can use their horns for flying.
And levitating magic, basically, they're just like unicorns except it's antlers.
But they are much better at the levitation spells than the unicorns are,
Yeah.
because only high-level unicorns can do that.
Yeah.
They are primarily used for flying.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And apparently they have a unique power to be able to, one can sense a present that is being thought of and one that is yet to come.
Past, present, and future.
Past, present, and future, and one of them...
Get it?
Yeah, and one of them is basically, so one is in charge of the past, one is in charge of the future, and one basically said, I just keep these two in line.
I'm just living in the now.
She's the Josh. That one was Bori. Alice is the one for the future, and Aurora is for the past.
Yeah.
And they give Pinkie Pie the perfect gift. And she's like, really? This is it? And
No.
I'm like,
First, she looks at the present like, this is perfect. I don't get it.
you will.
Yeah. And then they send her on her way. And so we will get to the conclusion of everybody else's stories in Twilight's
Yeah.
story.
Oh, Twilight. She's the embodiment, and this is why she is best pony to me. So, the whole point of doing this Secret Santa thing was to lower her stress levels. And she still found a way to make it complicated. I love it. That is just like me. I find ways to make something so simple into something even more complicated.
So she draws a triple Venn diagram of something that needs to be fun,
Related to Pinkie.
Related to Pinkie and sweet.
Sweet.
Fun,
Cupcakes?
it has to be Pinkie, unique, and food related.
That's what it is.
Cupcakes? No. Cake? No.
Pudding. Oh, that face.
That's a
Ugh.
big face.
Face.
Fiara, you better make mugs.
So she goes on research, discovers that the first Heartswarming where the unicorn, Pegasi, and Earth ponies come together, they created a first Heartswarming feast, and
Chancellor Puddinghead.
Chancellor Puddinghead made the most famous legendary pudding ever, and she had to go high and low to find this recipe, and she finally found it, but the recipe is very finicky. If you don't get it right, something bad might happen. So she's going Twily Nanas.
Yeah.
That's
Oh my
what
God.
her brother calls her.
Oh, speaking of, her brother shows up early.
Yeah, her yeah.
No, actually, they were right on time.
Yeah.
She's like, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here until tomorrow. That's what your squirrel said. He's like, that was
One we sent yesterday.
yesterday.
By the way, she was really loving Flurry Heart in the little star-shaped snuggie.
All you could see is her little face and her horn, and she was in a star. And I told him that when we have our first kid, we're dressing that up for Halloween, not Christmas, for Christmas.
It doesn't take long for Shiny Armor to figure out that she's going crazy because the decorations are still not up. She was in the middle of doing that. She dropped everything to work on this present. She kind of tells them white lies that, no, I'm fine, don't worry about it. You guys enjoy yourselves, I'll be right back. And she teleports away, but meanwhile, she's trying to perfect this recipe, and they come into the kitchen, and he's like, hi, remember us? We're your family, the people you're supposed to hang out with. And I shouted out, oh, hi, Mom.
That begs the question, where were her parents during all this? It would have been nice to have their parents there.
That is an excellent question, because do they have more kids? I don't think so, and you'd think that, you know, their two kids being royals, they'd want to go spend time in the
Well,
castle.
considering her mom is an adrenaline junkie, maybe they went on holiday.
Yeah, maybe.
That's a thought.
Maybe.
Maybe they wanted, maybe Shiny Armor and Cadence wanted to have their own holiday. And they're like, well, Twilight is probably going to be all alone then. Let's go spend it with her.
Speaking of, where are all her servants? All the other princesses have servants
They're
and
not
guards.
servants, they're hired hands.
I think this same special shows Twilight is so insistent on doing things herself.
Hi.
She is obsessive
Hi.
to the point of doing things herself
Hi.
because she has to have it a certain way.
Yes.
So maybe
That's
that's a good
Pony.
explanation for it.
Yeah,
why
that's-
she doesn't
I'm
want to
just
have
wondering
servants.
why.
Best pony.
Anyways, so she's talking with her family and saying she's sorry. Meanwhile, Flurry is
Being flirty hard.
messing up the
She's,
pudding.
Yeah.
she's trying to help, actually.
Yeah,
I think the little kid's like, oh, Auntie Twilight's working on something. I'm gonna help her finish it.
Yeah, she puts in like good-looking ingredients. She puts in cake, cookies, candy.
Yeah, and but the part that just kind of made all of us a little confused was she swapped herself out with a sandbag and Cadence
It was a
didn't.
flower bag.
Flower
Flower
bag.
bag.
Cadence didn't realize she was holding the flower bag the whole time, and then at the end, Flurry Heart teleported herself back, and Cadence was just never the wiser.
I think it's hilarious that flour sacks were the ones that you usually used in home ec to pretend it was a baby.
Yeah, maybe that's the joke, but we're like, really, Cadence, you're that imperceptive?
And you know that your kid is very has a proclivity to do that. You
Yeah.
don't pay attention.
That your kid just does things?
How everyone's story came together in the end.
So Applejack, Fluttershy, Rarity, and
Rainbow
Rainbow
Dash.
Dash. No, not Rainbow Dash.
Oh yeah, they were last.
Yeah, they were last. So Applejack, Applejack, Fluttershy, and Rarity and
Pinkie Pie.
Pinkie Pie show up at the castle. They're all kind of dejected. Pinkie Pie has a present, but like,
She doesn't get it.
yeah. And so they open the door, and we hear Spike opens the door, and he is covered in sparkles because he tried to make his present and glitter fell on him.
You look like you were attacked by a party. Great line.
Are you attacked by a party?
Oh my god.
And then
There were so many great lines like that.
I love this.
And then we hear screaming from behind him, "The pudding is coming!"
And they all try and run out, but then Rainbow Dash yells, "The Winterzilla is coming!"
No, the winter chilla is coming, and then
then
she
Twilight-
said, "You found a winter chilla? They turn into winterzillas at night."
Does
And
everybody know this except me?
why do you think Discord chose Rainbow Dash to find Fluttershy's present?
Well, she did have the thing.
He planned this all out.
I think he was in charge of the hat.
Yeah, he might have been. I think he was. Think about it.
Okay, I'm sorry. We forgot to point this out. When Discord was first confronting Rainbow Dash about, this is probably not the best present, she had a candle that looked like Lumiere, and he was the candlestick.
Yep.
I'm sorry, we forgot to point that out. It was
Yeah.
just beautiful.
There were so many eye candy Easter egg moments. I couldn't believe it. I was
So-
screaming my head off.
So everyone is cornered by the living mass of horrible pudding and the
Winterzilla.
Winterzilla. The Winterzilla starts getting distracted by Spike because he's sparkly. So Twilight starts levitating him around and trying to lead him out. Meanwhile, the pudding is starting to attack Rarity, and Cadence and Shining Armor have this amazing, like, Indiana Jones, James Bond moment where they get her up to safety.
A couple of you thought that maybe they were going to introduce an idea like the smooze.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Uh,
I'm like, who invited the smooze?
the Smooze isn't horrible. He's friendly if you're
And
enemy.
what ends up happening though is that the Zilla becomes more distracted with something better sparkly than Spike and begins to tear up the castle. And everybody's like, what do we do? I don't know. And Discord's like, oh,
Come on,
it's
everybody.
almost like there's a pony here that's no. It's like if
Good with
only there was a pony here that was good with animals.
Sometimes we feel like that whenever we watch these episodes.
And then Discord comes in and becomes us.
Later on, Discord even mentions a little too much reindeer ex machina for my taste, but 2 thumbs way up.
And we were just like, I was just like, oh my gosh, it's Siskel and Ebert! Oh my gosh, it's Siskel and Ebert! But
What
so-
ends up happening is Fluttershy gives the Zilla monster a piece of her mind. He cries and tells his kind of little holiday blues that his family went on holiday without him. He was all alone, and Fluttershy invited him to stay, and
only if he behaved.
and solving the pudding problem, Pinkie Pie's present.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Pinkie Pie is on a Celestia pool floaty.
Yes!
She is sailing the murky, tentacly waters in a Celestia floating.
Somebody's gonna make that. I guarantee someone in the community is gonna make that.
And it'll be-
And I'm gonna buy it.
Oh, wow.
So,
Oh yeah, there was also another thing. We got a little, it's a tiny little nugget, and that's a little frustrating, but we got a little bit more of why Shining Armor and Cadence like each other.
Tiny bit.
Tiny
Just
bit.
a tiny
they
bit.
got a little bit of characterization, which I was very thankful for.
Yeah, but it's still frustrating. It's tantalizing.
Yeah, I'm like, can we have an episode with just like a slice of life episode with just them?
Considering how much else they were able to cram into 45 minutes,
Yeah.
I'm still thoroughly impressed.
Yeah, but apparently they really like the fact that they're adventurous and physical and can handle themselves.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Like, it's weird because Shining Armor's a guard. She doesn't need a guard. But anyways, so Twilight's apologizing to Pinkie as the tentacles are being zapped all over the place, and Shining Armor yells out, "Do you think you could focus on the problem at Hoof?" And she's like, "I'm sorry, but the pudding is very exact, and I don't know what to put in it to make it stop." You mean like it's like four candy canes? Candy canes? She's like, "Yeah. How did you know?" So, and she flashed back to the reindeer. She's like, "I got it!" And
But she
Twilight, happy heart
And
swarming.
she throws
dies.
herself into the pudding, and it's
Yeah.
like, ah! And then the pudding stops moving. Oh, it's pudding now. And she
Yeah.
comes out. Everybody huddles together. Everybody enjoys the pudding. That actually looked very tempting. It looked like chocolate thick minty pudding. with
Mint
candy.
chocolate. Mint chocolate.
That
pudding.
looks delicious.
He
And
doesn't like mint, but I'll
everyone is
I like wintergreen.
Yeah.
I hate peppermint.
everyone is explaining their fiasco about getting a present for each other, but they're all laughing about it and having a good time. It's when Spike approaches and says, "Rarity, I couldn't find you that perfect present because nothing seemed to match, so I came up with this instead," and it was a song.
He made a guitar. He
made a guitar.
Dusty Cat.
That's the cat.
They watch you. They know you're out there making your darn lunchbox guitars because it was very similar. It had 3 strings. It wasn't the same lunchbox shape, but it had the same kind of knobs and stuff like that. It was your lunchbox. I swear to
They're
Celestia.
watching us.
They're watching, and they know you do that at all the conventions.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it was the sweetest thing.
We started crying.
I was crying.
Like we were.
I was misty-eyed.
I was just like, oh gosh.
And then Twilight carried on the song, which really, because Pinkie Pie was confused about what the reindeer meant because they gave her a riddle,
Yeah.
which I already figured out at the very beginning what it was. A gift of gold, but it cannot be sold, it cannot be given, but it's always sought. I'm like, it's friendship.
Yeah, I mean it's it's this
And
show.
the
What
more
we
the
think
song, see, I'm thinking, God, that is so cheesy. But the more the song continued, the more I started getting teary-eyed because I'm like, I've had so many wonderful memories spending time with just these people. See, this is a memory right here. And I would not trade it for any of the gold in the world or any form of money.
The only way I would trade it is if I could buy more memories like this.
Yes.
If you have a holiday special that makes you nostalgic for family and friends while being thoroughly entertaining at the same time,
You did something right.
I imagine I'm going to come back to this
Yes.
in future years around Christmas time because holy cow, this is so fun.
I'm-
And yet it's still touching. I love that.
It is
I'm
a
more
classic.
inspired that we one year, I don't know how, hay or high water, we find a way in December to get together for a Christmas party.
That would be quite the tall order, but
Mm-hmm.
perhaps it may be possible one of these years.
Could
Yeah,
you imagine putting me, Ellie, and those of us who bake in the kitchen?
Ah,
You know what would happen, right?
Y'all would get diabetes. That's what
I
happened.
see a pile of treats coming out of the kitchen door, and we're all saying, "Help yourselves!" So seriously, we can't get out.
There's nothing healthy in the house. Just sweets. That's it.
Well, do we have any final thoughts before we close out?
You go first, sweetie.
Final thoughts. I did not expect to like this as much as I did.
Were you afraid of another minty Christmas?
Yes.
Okay.
But every single story worked out. Every single character got a chance to shine. Every single character got a touching moment. There were great character moments, great lines. It's
Great facial expressions.
great facial expressions. Everyone felt. Everyone had a moment where you're reminded why you love the character.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll go next. I think it. A thought that just occurred to me. I think it's hilarious that the 45-minute longer special had fewer songs than the 22-minute episode of the.
Magical Mystery Cure.
No, not Magical Mystery Cure. The other hearth-warming one. The one with Starlight, where the.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
The hearth-warming carol.
Yeah.
So and I love those songs. Actually, that one sounded more Christmas. Never mind. I loved this one. The animation was beautiful. The colors, the backgrounds, everything was spot on. It had little nods to both the adult bronies and big old smiles for the kids. It kept continuity. We saw the changelings hanging up their tree upside down, and I was like, "Hey, where's Sequestria? Where's the Dragonlands?" I was mad about that, but there was continuity. There were throwbacks. There was. Everything flowed smoothly. I don't think we saw a single plot hole, really. Well, like, not a gaping one, but but all of it really came together really well, and I was very happy, especially because my favorite pony was, like, the best pony.
Yeah, I think we need more 40 minutes of these.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Bravo to DHX Media.
Yeah. This...
I don't like crying.
And this special got to you at least twice.
It was personally emotional on a moral and ethics scale. A reminder of what holidays are truly about. It's not about the object, it's about the thought behind it. You don't even have to get anybody anything to show you care. Just being there for them, making them something sweet or even something warm. Physically being there is more than enough for me. Somebody going out of their way just to be there with you, that tears me up. Somebody going out of their way to give you words of encouragement during a stressful time. Moments of, I'm sorry I didn't get you this, but I got something else. I hope you like it. Moments of hysteria, Christmas stress hysteria. It threw me back to Christmas Vacation.
It's Stressmas.
Or A Christmas Story. The commercializing, like how evil commercializing can be if you're not careful. All of that mashed together in 40 minutes? Was it really that
45
short?
minutes. Even a little less than that.
Good grief.
Felt faster.
I was laughing, I was crying a little bit, and I was jaw-dropping moments, all tied together in a happy emotional package, reminding me that I'm so glad I have friends.
Yes.
Cyan Dog, and now we can make the Rudolph jokes all we want.
Yes! You're mine!
And finally you, Doctor.
I am so happy that DHX Media has come up with a holiday special that doesn't feel the least bit commercial. It's something that appeals to a lot of the kids and appeals to a lot of the adults who enjoy this show for years. But it's not about pushing new toys, even though there's some lovely new designs that I know people are going to try to make plushies out of.
Flurry heart.
You're gonna bet they're gonna put the little flurry heart star on top of the.
Or how about that little wizard Chilla?
Yeah. But this is the kind of story where you sit back with friends and family, maybe year after year, and come back and just enjoy the spectacle of all the shenanigans and all of the shipping jokes and all of the little Easter eggs. And then, towards the end, you find yourself getting into the spirit of the holiday. And that is a truly wonderful achievement. I must say. I do hope that this is something that people will come back to year after year, because I'm already itching to see this again.
Happy Halloween.
Oh yes, did we mention this is only a few days before Halloween?
Yeah. We're attending a wedding later today where we're being highly encouraged to come in costume.
Yes.
I am sure some of you will have seen vlogs because they are encouraging us to vlog.
Oh yeah.
In fact, we are right on time where I need to start getting ready because I'm a bridesmaid.
Let's close everything out by saying we deeply appreciate all the work that you put into this, and we are eagerly looking forward to season 9.
Yay!
So, thank you to Mr. Josh and Miss Aramau and Miss Blissy.
And you, Doc.
Thank you, Doctor.
I am Dr. Wolf, and as always, I look forward to hearing from you. Pudding.
Put it